What's up, nerds? Welcome to NGR Radio, episode 67. I am one of your hosts, Corey Deering, and alongside me, as always, Moose Cool.
Yeah!
Moose, I'm really excited.
Nope.
Too early.
Nope. I'm doing it. We're doing it.
He shot his load early. He shot his load early.
I know.
I'm a white man.
That's
What do
it.
you
We're
want?
done.
I'm a white man. What do you want?
We're done. Oh.
Matt's back, everybody. Matt's back.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I'll even pour on camera.
Ooh.
That's how you know I'm not drunk yet.
Nice.
Hey, Matt.
How you guys been?
Glad
Good, man.
Glad you're back, I guess.
Are you?
Well, you know.
I mean,
Cheers to you, sir. Welcome back.
I am so glad to be here.
It's about time, jerk.
Well,
How have you been?
I have been busy.
What's been going on in your life? How's life? How's work?
I am now recertified to be an X-ray tech for another 2 years.
Matt's a recertified doctor, everybody.
Yes.
Don't let them feel your bits.
You don't want me touching your bits.
I know where you've been.
I think touching other
You
people's
didn't.
bits
You
is
didn't have any
so much
complaints. I have moved. I am now living with my girlfriend. Her name is Reba. She's lovely, and she's allowed me into her home, which I'm pretty sure worse things have happened. But I'm not sure how much worse.
Not to her, but
Anything can happen these days.
Oh wait, no, that makes sense. Not to her.
So anything can happen.
that's what I'm saying. Not to her.
I am now. I have full on Switch envy, and I cannot wait to purchase mine. And couple of sad notes.
Why do you gotta put the sadness on?
Oh,
here?
but this is the only sad thing video game related. On a personal level, we could talk about EA buying Respawn and Respawn's eventual death.
All the RIP Respawn.
I would start a pool as to which dies first, Respawn or BioWare, because one of those is going. One of them is dead. But I have actually decided to retire my PlayStation Vita.
That makes me sad.
It makes me sad too. I did my last Spelunky run. I did a few more levels in XCOM. I did some Binding of Isaac. I basically did the tour. I even put on Persona 4 Golden just to see that intro again, just so I could just say goodbye. And
yeah,
I feel like I need to either crap or get off the pot on this one.
Well, you also need to. I feel you need to. If you're going to get a Switch, you need to not buy a Switch and stay with your Vita or move on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean,
and
drop
like
the Switch. I think this will make the transition to your Switch a lot easier for you.
I agree, and I also think that it's just like, eventually, like I can use the Switch as my indie and mobile machine and still play the high quality AAA stuff on my PS4. I know, Bagel, it's sad. It's real sad. He's over here whining because he likes beer. But yeah, that is that I am actually going to see how much I can get for that at GameStop, and that'll just go towards my Switch. So I figure I've had it for 5 years. It's still alive, and if I can get something
like $40 or whatever,
if I can get the last bit and get a Switch for basically free, I feel like it's worth it. But yeah, I do want to tell you. I will finish pouring this out for my PlayStation.
I do want to tell you, I have seen the Mario Odyssey Switch bundle in person, and them Joy-Cons are damn.
Oh, don't they look good?
Up in person, they're damn.
Oh
sexy.
man, they look gorgeous.
Yeah, so I if I buy a Switch, it'll probably be the Mario Odyssey.
That's exactly the one. That's exactly the one I'm going to get to.
Because I'm looking so much like yourself. I obviously got a Zelda tattoo. Fucking love Zelda. So I want to play Breath of the Wild, and I want to play it before it gets too long in the tooth. As far as like
you should play it for Game of the Year.
It won't make it in time. It'll probably be my Game of the Year next year that I should have played last year. Much like in what was it, 2016? The game I played this year that I should have played last year was Bloodborne, and this year was Dark Souls 3 because Dark Souls 3 came out in 2016, so I should have played it in 2016. But anyways, I digress. So next year I will probably play Breath of the Wild, and that'll be my game that I played in 2018 that I should have played in 2017. Yeah. But I want to play Zelda, so I'm looking for like Amazon deals where they're like, "Hey, here's the Mario bundle, and oh yeah, we'll throw a free game at you," or they throw a gift card, and then I'll just say, "Hey, throw," and then I'll just get because if it's something where you have to like get the bundle and the gift card and use the gift card after you get it, I'll just wait to buy Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? But that'll probably what I'll do. I'll probably try and find a deal where it's like buy the bundle and you get a game free, and I'll pick Breath of the Wild, and then I'll be set for a long time. Yeah. So that's my whole plan with that. And then there's like indie galore like that. That seems pretty cool. So there's a bunch of indies on there that I'm excited for. But I probably will not pick up Doom or freaking Wolfenstein 2 on there. I agree with you. Play the high-end AAA on the PS4 and then just have the Switch for like on-the-go stuff and just the Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had a Nintendo console since the GameCube.
Yeah. Since the last really great one, yeah.
Well, I had a Wii and I sold it in like a month. I owned a Wii for a month and then I sold it, and I didn't even look at the Wii U. It's like, fuck your couch, man. But anyways,
other than that, I've been good, happy.
That's good.
I'm really excited to finally be back and able to divert some energy to podcasting rather than all this work nonsense. And I've been playing games.
So what have you been playing, Matt?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Fortnite Battle Royale. That's pretty fun. Corey, you should play it. If you haven't played it, I don't know if you have, but you should play it.
I downloaded it. I was too busy playing Mario Odyssey though.
I don't play. Okay, fine.
So the question is, does it pique your interest for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds?
Yes, it really does.
Is that like wait for console version or try and build a PC?
I don't have the money to build a PC. I don't.
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, I could.
I'd much rather buy a Switch, or I'd much rather invest in a PlayStation 4 Pro than build a PC.
Yeah, I could conceivably build a PC, but then that I like eating.
Yeah, that's true.
I
like food. I like fucking beer.
Vinyl costs money. Beer costs money.
I like beer. You could probably slow down on the vinyl collection, but
I'm not one to talk. Fair.
No,
I keep telling myself like, man, I have to stop doing this. But at least I just need to hold off for a while. I need to just refocus finances and whatnot. But
you finally got the only vinyl you need, which is ABBA Gold. Like that's all you need. Like,
that's true.
Play that.
That's true.
You just play that all the time.
Knowing me, knowing you, Moose. Knowing me,
exactly.
Knowing you.
Take a chance on me, brother.
Right? I mean, when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good album.
It's
now going to be
one of the best compilations in music history.
Oh yes. It totally is. And I will admit it. There's some songs on there that I'm not a huge fan of because they like slow down the tempo. Like they've got like some really good hits, but But now I'm finishing my statement.
I'm not really going to react to you.
When you listen to them, like, or just let the CD play, you're like, oh yeah, like this is good, and you're just like, then you find yourself singing along to it, and it's like you end up not skipping it. You know, like at first I skipped a couple songs, but that album will be forever ingrained in my mind because that is what you were listening to while we were playing Bloodborne, and then I started listening to it, and I'm like, this really takes the edge off. Like, the edge is completely gone. Like, it's completely gone. There is no anxiety. There is no anxiousness. There's no like worrisome. It's just like you're just playing. I'm just playing a game. Oh, I died. Okay, well, I'll listen to some ABBA while I reload. You know what
I mean? I'll be honest with you. Like, I could take or leave songs like Fernando and Chiquitita and whatever.
I agree.
I don't like Thank You for the Music very much.
No, I'm not a huge fan of that. And what's the other one right after that or before that? God, it's Thank You for the Music. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going to the archive, guys.
Oh boy.
Where is it?
All right. I don't know. I don't know your vinyl collection. I can look it up on my phone.
Okay, so it opens with Dancing Queen, of course.
Now, can we agree on the fact that Dancing Queen is severely overrated?
It totally is. It totally
not a bad song, but they need to open with "Take a Chance on Me." That's a way better song.
I think the reason they did that is in the 90s when people were starting to revisit artists of yore, they would say, okay, biggest hit has to open.
Yeah, that's true.
And Dancing Queen is undeniably their biggest hit.
That's true.
That's
true.
But like, I don't like I Have a Dream or
Can we say maybe their biggest hit outside of America? I mean, in America, like outside of America, I think they have other big hits.
Oh, outside of America,
that's what I meant to say.
Well,
outside of America, they have big hits.
Outside of America, like Take a Chance on Me, Knowing You.
Yeah.
I mean, Waterloo? there was Waterloo. That's my victory dance.
Oh, Waterloo. That's a good song.
But there was a sketch show in the 90s in the UK. If you guys have ever heard the name Alan Partridge. He's a character that's was created by Steve Coogan, and he's kind of like he's this know-it-all douchebag, but he's not like a dude bro. He's just like this nerd that can't fit in anywhere. But he had this talk show called Knowing Me, Knowing You, and he opened up the show with his house band would play the intro, and they would go Knowing Me, Knowing You, and he would enter and go aha.
That's awesome.
It was I mean, some of it was just the dumbest thing ever, but at one point he did an ABBA medley while he's and he's singing, and him singing the Take a Chance, Take a Chance, Take a Chance is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like most of the final side on this album isn't great. Like, I'm not a fan of Does Your Mother Know, One of Us, or Thank You for the Music.
Whoa. Does Your Mother Know is fucking awesome.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, so listen,
but I do like the name of the game and Waterloo.
Of the second half, let's get rid of One of Us and Thank You for the Music.
Well, the second half, that's only the last side because it's a record. But
okay,
like the second half it begins with Chiquitita, which can go. I don't like Fernando. I just don't.
Well, okay.
I don't Voulez-vous and Gimme a Man After Midnight. Oh, I am in.
Yeah. I'm in on those. Okay.
And then like I again not a fan of Does Your Mother Know or One of Us. I do like the name of the game. I don't like
the game.
I don't like Thank You for the Music, and I love Waterloo. So that's the second.
Yeah. So I think like other than Does Your Mother Know, like we agree with the rest of those four tracks.
Oh.
Like One of Us is good. One of Us we can go. Name of the Game is awesome. Thank You for the Music can go, and Waterloo's great. So
this has been your Music Minute with Matt and Moose. Now that Corey is dead inside,
yes.
I've also
I saw Mamma Mia once.
Shut up.
Probably not by choice, just like me.
I've
Absolutely correct.
I've also revisited Bloodborne a couple of times. I tried to do Pyre some more just because I missed that. That game's real hard now, so I probably have to start over. And I've been playing the Horizon DLC.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it was so good to go back to that game. Like,
was it hard for you with the controls? Did you feel?
No, it was hard for me to get to, like, the controls they weren't as jarring to me as I thought they were going to be, but it was hard for me to get into the flow of combat. It's just because I didn't actually go around and like try and find scrappers or thunderjaws. I'm like, just fast travel to where the DLC is, get that started. And that first battle took me a bit. Like, not gonna lie, I died a couple of times. And I pumped it up to ultra hard, which is probably a bad move because I didn't do any of the patch trophies.
Yeah.
Like, I think Jeff Glasson and I think Marshall did it as well.
I don't know if they got it all. They started. I think Jason got it. Jeff might have started it, but I don't think he hasn't started it because he came back to the DLC and he's kind of like.
Well, I thought he got like the New Game Plus stuff because I haven't done any of that.
No, I don't think they did.
Okay,
I don't think either of them got it.
But yeah, that first encounter is a bit rough, and I like the DLC so far. I feel like playing it on ultra hard might have been a bad move. So I'll just have to play it through New Game Plus again, which I won't have a problem with because going around and killing dinosaurs is great. Killing robots,
robot animals,
killing robots is just a fun time.
Yeah. Inanimate fucking objects.
Yeah. I do like that they've sort of gated a lot of the collectible maps, where you have to do some hunting to actually get them, because you could just buy them with metal shards, I think, the first time around. Nice. But all the collectible maps in the new one, you kind of have to work to get, which is really cool. And I'm interested in. I'm actually thinking they might write their way out of a sequel being necessary with the DLC based on what I've played so far. I'm not going to go any further because I've only done a couple of story missions with it.
Yeah, but we know a sequel's coming. But yeah,
well, they hinted at the credits, but I actually feel like they may close that loop with this.
I don't think so. Are you fucking kidding me? I'll bet dollars to donuts that there's going to be a fucking sequel.
I mean, there probably will because it was well regarded and it sold. I'm not naive here. But
I know you're not.
I feel like just the I mean, they kind of tackle it super early in dialogue between you and Silence. At the very beginning. They're like, because he's like, why are you going there? And she's like, why you worry about it?
Yeah. I had that conversation. I'm like, why is he even in the DLC? I was just expecting to be playing it and not even hear from him because he's off doing whatever he does after the game ends.
Mm-hmm. And there's dialogue options asking about him everywhere.
Yeah, which is Well, I haven't made it past that first fight. So I found that first enemy, that new enemy, and got owned because I was on hard and just I'm not prepared for it. Can't really remember the controls, so I'm struggling there, and then I'm struggling with my game plan. I died on both my first and second attempt, so hopefully I can kill him on my third attempt. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Corey, you've talked the least. What have you been playing?
Well, I finished Mario Odyssey. Well, the campaign, I guess, is what you would call it. So,
yeah, going back for the moons. You're gonna go moon hunting?
No, probably not.
Why not?
He's got too much time on his hands.
No, I have too many other games to play, and it's just like I need to get to the Horizon DLC. I want to play Assassin's Creed. I want to play Wolfenstein 2. PUBG's coming out in December. I want to try that out. What, Matt? What?
You got all 900 Korok seeds.
But Zelda's clearly a better game than Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Oh shit!
All right.
So,
I haven't played Mario, so I can't.
Fired. Shots
no,
fired.
I don't know. Mario didn't really grab me the way I wanted it to, and it's just like,
Well, how did Mario grab you?
Again, grabbing people in uncomfortable places is a bad subject right now.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh man. Anyways, so it was good. Like the way it ends and where it takes you after the credits roll is like super satisfying. Like that whole area. I'm not going to spoil it because let's just say if you played Nintendo 64 at all, there's going to be a big smile on your face.
Fantastic.
I've seen the comparison to that.
But like the area you go to after the credits, not the whole game. Like the whole game. I think the game, for me, a Mario game has always been like you look at Mario 64 and you go into the painting and you choose what star you want to go after. The world is kind of built around. Some of the objectives are kind of built around that star specifically. You go get it, and then. You don't necessarily have to go out of the world, but like you jump back in and pick another star and you go after that star. Whereas Mario Odyssey, there's just literally moons littered everywhere, and they could range from you run up to it and jump and get one to like the most ridiculous platforming puzzle you've ever seen in your life. And it's just like there's not really. Zelda is all about exploration, which is why I didn't mind no direction in that game. Like, I thought it was cool that you go anywhere you wanted and exploring, and everything was kind of placed there for a purpose and stuff. But like, not having any direction in this Mario game really threw me off. And it was just like, I don't know, it just didn't grab me the way I wanted it to. I honestly, like, I have a lot of issues with swimming in particular, and the camera. The way the camera
Mario swimming has never been good.
There's no dive button. You literally have to butt stomp to go underwater.
Isn't that how you do it?
I guess, yeah. But if I butt stomp into some water, there's no water left in the pool.
Well, let's not go that far.
Hashtag efficiency.
But the camera kind of doesn't really help you out at all either. Like sometimes the camera gets stuck behind a wall, and like when you try to move it, it automatically goes back. Some of the moons you are required to take the Joy-Cons off your Switch and use motion control. There's very few of them.
Uncharted Vita, am I right?
Out of the 260 moons I have, I think 5 of them I was required to use motion control. And I'm sure there's another way to get it or whatever, but like, I didn't take the time to Mario's jumping and through this world. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a great game. If I was scoring it and, Moose is singing to himself.
I'm singing Mamma Mia from ABBA because that's what's playing on Spotify right now because I can't help it.
I'm glad my Mario talk is interesting you.
No, I'm listening to your Mario talk. I'm just jamming to some ABBA too, buddy. I can do both. I can multitask.
You rude motherfucker.
I'm not mad. I can multitask.
But where was I going with that? Now
what are you trying to say?
If I was scoring this game, I'd probably give it like a mid-8s. I don't
really.
Yeah, it's really like it's really like not. I don't know.
As impressive as you thought, or as people think.
It's definitely not a 10, and I just I don't think it's as impressive as people want it to be. And it's like I'm glad the Switch has another surefire hit on its plate, but like. Dude, everything that Zelda did different and so perfect, Mario totally doubles down on everything for me, doubles down on everything that we complain about Nintendo all the time. Is that they're behind on the times, with like control schemes and camera working and swimming, and like the level design is fantastic. And like, but like half of the levels don't even open up until after you beat the game. And I don't know, man. It's just there's something weird about Mario Odyssey that I just can't shake, man. And it sucks because I wanted to like that game so much, especially because all the reviewers were like, man, this is a true sequel to Mario 64. This is the sequel everybody always wanted for Mario 64. And it's just like, no, it's not. Definitely not.
Oh, that's sad.
But see, I feel like if but see, were you ever a 3D Mario guy though?
Not really. Like I loved Super Mario 64, but I mean at the time, if I was to play that game for the first time now, I don't know if I would love it as much as I do, just because like that was my first experience in 3D gaming, like running around, and it was super awesome. It's the same way people talk about Final Fantasy VII, right? It's that first time you saw that series in 3D and you were mesmerized by how awesome it was. And, you go back to it now, it's kind of mediocre, maybe, but like, that's just how I felt. Like I would have actually honestly preferred Super Mario 3D World 2, to be honest with you.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Dan, he's making a statement.
I appreciate it.
Don't get me wrong. There are a ton of people out there where this game is going to be their game of the year. It's going to be 10 out of 10 because they're huge 3D Mario fans, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of all the 3D Mario games that I've played, like this is probably hovers around middle, maybe to bottom, I would say. Okay. For me.
Well, and seeing like I have the one thing that I wanted, that I still want for Odyssey, because I haven't played it and I've not looked at any levels. I haven't really seen anything that's not been at a direct or at a conference. But I like the fact that they've introduced a new mechanic in the hat, which Nintendo has a very weird knack at showing you something and making you think it is the dumbest shit in the world, like at first glance, and then they show you how to incorporate that. And you're like, oh, wait a minute, that might be cool. Mm-hmm. Like seeing Mario possess a T-Rex, because why not? But at the same time, it's just like, okay, that's what me personally, that's what I know a Mario game to be. The 3D platforming style or genre, whichever way you want to call it, it has a special place in my heart, and I love those games. I think Nintendo does the mechanics well. The story, but like I think that genre is never going to aim at sort of, or it may aim at it, but it'll never hit like high video game art.
Yeah.
Because mascots by and large are dumb. And I say that as someone who loves the Ratchet and Clank games and the Sly Cooper games, because they filled a void for me that Calvin and Hobbes left. Those characters interact very well, and they tell stories of friendship, but at the same time, like, they're not very outward thinking. They just sort of interact in their own world, and they're fun in their own way, but it's not like a transcendent thing. It's literally like Mario 64. If you want to really evaluate it, it is the best because it was the first and nothing else, because that story's dumb as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, there's all Mario stories are inherently
Well,
dumb.
duh.
Oh, Mario! I baked you a cake. Come to the castle. Oh man, I'm gonna go get another cake. Oh,
I'm going to go get the cake from the beach. This is gonna be great. I'm not gonna tell Luigi because no one likes that fucking guy.
I mean, Bowser obviously has it figured out. He's the one that keeps sending these messages. He's like, oh, Mario likes cake. He's fat. I'm gonna bake him one and trick him and steal the princess.
I think he's just taking the princess back. Mario keeps stealing the princess.
Yeah, that would, you know what? Make that dark turn. Make it
brave dark, man. Just fucking go full on dark.
All of a sudden, we find out Mario is the asshole the entire.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, that would
beat Odyssey and see what happens. That's all I'm gonna say.
I would love it. Well, now you just fucking sold Odyssey to me again. Thanks, Corey. Fucker. but at the same time, I would love it to where you find out you're the villain, very much in the way that kind of Braid turned the whole protagonist antagonist thing on its head. That would be fucking compelling, actually. Anyway, been playing anything else, Corey?
I've been playing a little bit of South Park. I'm trying to make my way through that game, but I've only played a couple hours of it. Talk about a game that should have been on Switch, man.
Well,
I mean, that's the one thing that's not changed since I left. Corey's still asking for AAA games on Switch.
Dude, it's freaking South Park. It's not like I'm asking for freaking Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in his defense, it's the South Park game. It's not like fucking he's asking for Titanfall 2.
It's a grid-based RPG. It's not starring flat cartoon characters. It's not like I'm asking for like Battlefront super whatever graphics, because I already bought one EA game for Switch and a lot of people think it's bad. So
I can't wait to play FIFA again, and I'm going to play it on Switch because there's no trophy. There's no trophies or anything. I mean, I could just fucking play soccer, and I don't have to think about it. It'll be great.
And in that game's defense, even though it's missing like 75% of the game,
oh, who the fuck cares? I just want to play soccer.
The game itself feels really nice to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really fun. I've been playing more FIFA than NBA 2K actually.
That's probably a smart decision.
Yeah. Moose, what you been playing?
Oh, it's okay. I haven't been playing anything else. It's cool.
I'm sorry, Corey. I'm
rusty.
I'm rusty. Corey, what have you been playing? Now, because Moose is falling asleep over there, Corey.
No, I know he's over there listening to some ABBA.
He's pulling a me.
He's probably watching some.
I take naps here, Moose, not you.
He's probably watching some Meryl Streep videos from the movie.
Hey, you shut your whore mouth, okay?
Not all of us are you, Corey.
I know, I'm sorry.
Bloodborne, just it's bad.
Okay, I'm bored. Corey, what else have you been
playing? Exactly. That's it. It's been Bloodborne. Dude, I've worked like 10 to 12-hour days for the last month straight. And so like when I come
Welcome
home
to my world.
I've worked 10 to 12-hour days for the last 6 years.
Now I come home and I'm like, this is my problem. Like Bloodborne is totally my comfort food. Like I come home and I'm like, I want to play video games, but I want to play something I'm familiar with and I understand and I can have a blast with, and that's Bloodborne. Okay, yeah, but I got people talking in my fucking ear. Oh, but the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn comes out. And it's like, yes, I understand that, but I haven't played that in a while. So I've got to reacquaint myself with the controls. I've got to actually do some work to play that game. And when I think about it on the way home, I'm like, oh, that's a chore. I'd rather just start up Bloodborne and I can step into Bloodborne and just pick up like I never left it and just enjoy what I'm doing. And so that's why I've been playing a lot of Bloodborne lately. So hopefully work not dies down, but it's not. The problem is it's the first time we're doing what we're doing, so we have to adjust and get more efficient at what we do, and there will be a point where I will not be working 10 to 12-hour days, and I'll be able to come home like a reasonable 8-hour man, 8-hour shift man, and just play whatever the fuck I want, So it's been Bloodborne. So now we can move on to something else.
The way I see it, like, if you have comfort food and it's a good game, do it.
It's not a good game. It's a great game.
Right. But well, yes. I'm just saying, because there's good and bad. We can argue the degrees of good, but we're not going to do that here.
No, we don't do that.
Well, no, because like it got to a point where I was like, in my hiatus, I was like, I want to freaking play video games. So I'd go downstairs, I'd start playing, and it would be Bloodborne because it's just same thing. It's just like, I know this. Mm-hmm. I don't have to do any homework. I don't have to learn anything. It's just
you
like,
don't have to worry about trophies. You're like, I've already platinumed it.
It's just like, Cleric Beast, fuck you. Father Gascoigne, you too.
Yeah.
Kill boss after boss after boss. And I'm just like, dude, there's a reason I have 10 characters and I've beaten the game twice with 9 of them. I mean,
Jesus Christ. That's even worse than me.
there's a reason, and it's because as you were saying, I come home and I'm just like, you know what? I had a day at work doing whatever I do at work, and I need to just fucking forget about it. So I go to what I know, and most of the time, believe it or not, I'm doing Bloodborne in this. Like, it's like,
we need to make a Bloodborne montage video and just have playing
in the background. It needs, what it needs to be? It needs to be take a chance on me, because motherfuckers out there need to fucking play Bloodborne. They need to take a chance on Bloodborne.
Oh my god!
I was also thinking Mamma Mia is really good for Bloodborne, because it's like I hear a bell ring, and you're just like, you're like, yep, got that beckoning bell ringing and that resonant bell ringing, and you're like, I'm back in.
Go again.
Yeah. Well, I said on Nerds Gone Platinum last week. So this week I was playing, and I'm farming souls in Hemwick Channel Lane. And so for listeners that don't listen to Nerds Gone Platinum, it's an area of the game where you can go do it. You'll find it, but it's totally optional. You don't have to do it at all.
You don't. There's two areas that you can skip in that game.
So you could skip it and keep moving on with the story. But if you want to unlock the full potential of your character, you do want to go to this area and get it, because it allows you to unlock the runes. So like you have runes in the game, which are kind of like rings. They're like a secondary ring.
They're the right kind of power up.
Because
exactly. None of those power ups make anything easier unless you know how to work them.
Right. So you'll have it increases your health, it increases your stamina, increases the amount of blood vials which heal you that you can carry. And so I'm just in this area and I'm farming, and I think it was like Monday night, I just was like, okay, well, I'm going to ring my resonant bell. And the resonant bell is what allows, so someone rings their beckoning bell, and it pulls somebody who is ringing their resonant bell into their world. So I took my password off, because we always play with a password, Matt and I and our friends. And I just started ringing. Goddamn right. So I just started ringing my resonant bell to be like, well, I'll just farm, and then I'll help whoever needs help. I got pulled into like 10 different people's worlds. It is the most I've ever been summoned ever, not including the times we played, because obviously we've been focused on the two of us being summoned. Yeah. But I'm like, this is fucking insane. What's going on? And so tonight I was playing, and I went to the same area, and I was farming souls, and I'm like, I'll help somebody. I helped someone beat a boss. Then I'm like, okay, it's time for me to kill the Bloodstarved Beast. Well, I already killed the witches. I killed the witches.
Oh, okay.
So then I was going to the Bloodstarved Beast to kill, clear Old Yarnum. And I'm doing it the good route, so I just ran through that. I stood on the steps leading up to the boss room, rang my bell. Not even a minute later, someone was summoned in my world, and then not even a minute after that, someone else was summoned. I'm like, it must be people that love Bloodborne get the same nostalgia that I do, and they play it during October. You know, like the October, November, and that's what I'm thinking. Because I will be honest, I'll be honest with you, it is the best Castlevania game that Konami didn't make, and it is also a phenomenal Halloween game. Like it is psychologically scary, and it's a great game. And so that I was like, that's got to be what's going on. And so I summoned somebody for Bloodstarved Beast, and then I went to do Vicar Amelia, and I started summoning right when I entered the Grand Cathedral, and got to the top, and I summoned one person, and then 2 seconds later, a second person showed up. So we fought Vicar Amelia. So it's just, I mean, it's awesome to feel like, because I didn't play Bloodborne when it first came out, and I kind of regret that. Like I bought it, I think I bought it in 2015 in the fall for a sale, and we didn't start playing it till 2016.
Yeah,
but I regret not playing it from the start. And so obviously when Bloodborne 2 comes out, I'm going to lose my fucking mind when they announce that game, but then I will be playing that day one. I will be buying that day one. I will buy the super duper duper deluxe $900 edition if I can when it comes out, but I will be playing that day one. And so, yeah, I've got a problem. My name is Moose, and I have a problem.
Well, see, like when I realized I was addicted to the Souls series, like Bloodborne was just announced, and Ahmed, who I have relinquished my title of Dr. Shaniqua Blood Souls to, because he is literally a doctor now. He's a doctor of internal medicine. He's Dr. Blood Souls. He's better at it than I am. I would actually, your cousin, Christian, I would love to see him and Ahmed fight, just PvP, just to see what happens. Yeah. Not really to like root for one versus the other, but like I feel like that would be like watching Evo. Like it would be watching two people that are just way better than I'll ever be.
Yeah. They're both way better than I'll be.
But like Bloodborne, when it came out, and I'm not going, it's probably going to sound like I'm going to say, well, you didn't play it when it was weird. I feel like the DLC and patches that they made along the way actually made the game better. Mm-hmm. They did, of course, the balancing of weapons and things like that. But the one thing that the Souls games had prior to Bloodborne coming out was the summoning of NPCs. And initially upon release, there was none of that. So it wasn't like you had a Knight Solaire type character. You didn't have anybody that could help you in Bloodborne, and that was kind of a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I fought most of the bosses in Bloodborne by myself. There were some that I'm like, all right, I know how to do this. So I'll keep trying, but I'll also put my beckoning bell on. If I don't summon anybody, I don't lose any insight. If I do, we have a shot. I'll let it happen. But most of the bosses I did myself. And I think that was what made me, I don't want to say, it made the Bloodborne Platinum like super special to me. Because like the other Souls games, like I did with Ahmed, it was he and I, just
it was a different kind of special.
It was like it was like Ahmed taught me how to play these games, and Bloodborne was me going, I'm going to use what that man taught me and see what I can do. Yeah. And I felt really cool platinuming Bloodborne myself, but I also said, I want to do what Ahmed did for me and pass on the idea that these are great co-op games.
Yes.
Be it Dark Souls, be it Demon Souls, be it Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, or Bloodborne. They are legitimately the secret best co-op games on consoles. I mean, and
they're so good co-op.
All of them except for Bloodborne are available on PC. Now, does it turn into like, was it a game that was built for co-op? I don't think so, but I feel like its unorthodox approach to it is special. And
I think if I could offer a side note on it, I feel like us co-oping the game made it more accessible for me. Because we co-op the game, and then eventually I think I started another character and was playing that on my own and trying areas that I've already been to, already dealt with. It made it easier to take on the game solo. Not necessarily because you were more powerful or whatever, but just because it's like
applied knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. You take the knowledge that you have and you apply to it. And really, I mean, Dark Souls, I'll fucking say it to anybody that says Dark Souls and Bloodborne are impossible. They're not hard games. You just need to know how to play them. Because I feel From Software, Miyazaki has decided, listen, I'm tired of fucking games that hold your hands. Number one, okay? I got tired of it with freaking Wind Waker. Wind Waker holds your hand like a motherfucker. And so, number one. Number two, okay, it's also a game, if you compare Bloodborne to like old school NES games, it's just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking that level of difficulty and they're actually putting it in a 3D game in a current game. And so you're like, okay, you approaching the situation, it's like, you can't just fucking God of War this shit and hack and slash at everything. You need to like have a strategy. You need to say, okay, there's 10 guys here. Like when you first start the game and you wander upon the bonfire that's got a big giant werewolf they're burning, and so there's like 10 guys there. Well, you can't pull all 10 at the same time, so you got to use your stone. Eventually, I just started using my pistol because the stone takes up a slot, and you find Quicksilver all over the fucking place. Anyway, so you just shoot them, you pull one or two at a time, and then you start taking them on one at a time. And then you also learn to me, the number one thing that will make you better at Dark Souls or Bloodborne is baiting. Make them strike first, dodge, and then attack. And then you also have to learn, okay, this person has a shit ton of health, or this person, for some reason, takes a lot of damage. So you need to know when to not be greedy. That's rule number 2. Rule number 2 is don't be greedy. You need to attack and then pay attention to your stamina bar. Get enough hits in, so depending how large your stamina bar is, get 1 or 2 hits in, and then leave yourself with enough stamina to dodge out. Because then once they do their first strike to hit you and miss, you'll get maybe 2-3 strikes in, and then they're recovering and loading up for their second strike, so you got to get out of there.
Yep.
And unless you're doing a visceral attack in Bloodborne or a critical hit in Dark Souls. But you know, that gets a little trickier, and I've gotten way better with my visceral strikes in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and on just to continue that, like there's a place for difficulty. And there are, I mean, and I'm not going to bag on games that tutorialize because tutorializing isn't bad, but you have to, like, there are games that know when to let the leash off.
Right.
And Bloodborne, Bloodborne takes from because Demon Souls and Miyazaki and all of that is connected. There are tutorials in those games that teach you the basics. But just like when you are in high school algebra, you have to learn where the connections are. And algebra for me in high school, I sucked at it. But when I went back to algebra in college and I actually listened to my goddamn professor, he said, look, there's a reason these rules are here and you can draw connections. So I was like, oh, everything makes sense now because this guy told me it makes sense. And I had to go out and search for why it makes sense. Granted, in intermediate algebra, it's not a long journey, but the fact that you take that walk, however minuscule, you figure it out, and that's empowering. And who would have thought intermediate algebra would give me the confidence to take on the physics I would learn in X-ray? And there's a lot of physics in X-ray. And I was not good at physics in high school.
Neither was I.
But for anybody that's in high school, it doesn't matter, but pay attention in college.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But,
just get a C. Just get a C and get out the fucking door. You know?
Exactly. In college, balance partying and work, but work nonetheless.
You mean college work and then work, like actually?
Work on your stuff and do work so you have money to party, but it's all a balancing act. Like Bloodborne.
Right. We've apparently hijacked the show.
Well, Corey kicked out for like an hour.
I know.
It was 3 minutes. I had to pee, and I was thirsty.
You feel better?
It defined better.
That's true. You came back to a podcast where Bruce and I were talking.
Are you refreshed, sir?
My bladder is emptied, and I no longer have to pee.
Are you thirsty?
I am very thirsty, and I forgot my water in the other room.
Well, go get your water in the other room, and we'll talk about. I don't know. We'll talk about the first topic. So, are we? Can we work on that?
We've got a ton of listener topics.
Which is nice.
I've been saving. I have a ton more. I just, I've been saving them, and then we got an influx the last couple weeks of them, and then, I don't know how many we want to cover all the time, so I just picked a few.
I ask a question: how many people said just don't let Matt return? How many people said that?
Nobody. Do you really want to know?
I do
think everybody did. Who said that?
Nobody.
I'll fucking
lies.
And I'll stab
I'm messing with him. It's just fun.
I know.
Before we get into our first topics, I do want to say that by the time you're listening to this, by the time it goes up live on iTunes and whatever podcast services there are,
you to the Tizoob.
I've designed about 12 T-shirts.
And all of them are amazing. All of them. I don't care. I don't care if I'm drunk, but all of them are good.
So that's what I was working on today. Mostly was T-shirt designs, and I am pretty proud of 60% of them. So
60% of the time, you're proud of them. 90% of the time.
Yeah. Yep. Including this, the Arsenal X one is pretty good too.
No, there's no Xbox.
Dude, one of the topics is specifically calling you out for making fun of Xbox.
No. She says
he hosts a podcast called Nerd Gone Platinum. It's basically his job.
That's my fucking job. I run a PlayStation podcast, and I would like our listener, Megan Green, to know that it's all in jest. If you love playing on Xbox, fucking play on Xbox and have fun.
I think
on Xbox because Xbox they take the gun that they're aiming at Sony and they turn it around and they fire it on themselves.
They look at the barrel and go, maybe this tastes nice, put it in their mouth and pull the trigger.
Yes, thank you. They do it to themselves, so they
released a 4K native system with Xbox One backwards compatibility only. Oh, and a bad Forza game.
Yeah. Oh, wait, and it plays the biggest cheer at E3 was fucking Xbox games being backwards compatible on. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're excited for this shit? They're basically telling you all we're gonna do is tech, and you're never gonna get games from us. And
As somebody who has recently been in the online dating thing, I'd have better luck achieving orgasm with a sandpaper dildo. Just saying.
wow,
That's
a
how
bold statement.
that's
Like,
how
a
Xbox
bold-
fucked up. I'm just
a
saying.
bold- That's a bold statement.
Matt likes it dry, a little stubble.
Sandy, little
Mhm.
sandy. He likes to go to the beach.
Speaking of
And he-
Xbox One backwards compatibility, though, I did play a little bit of Psychonauts because somehow,
God, Psychonauts is a good game.
at some point, I guess I downloaded Psychonauts on my Xbox 360 digitally when they tried to sell Xbox original games for a while.
Silly man.
Oh, that's
So,
hilarious.
I mean, Psychonauts is a great game to have digitally, but I had no idea I had Psychonauts digitally, and I turned on my Xbox One today to update South Park, and all of a sudden I go over to my games and apps to see like what new backwards compatible things there were.
Excuse me.
So Black and Psychonauts are just chilling right there on my thing. I'm like,
Just waiting for the DL.
I'm like,
download.
well, Black probably doesn't hold up very well right now, but Psychonauts is amazing, so I'll download Psychonauts.
They are making a sequel, and I know they put Psychonauts as a PlayStation 2 game, PS2 on PS4 game, so it's on PlayStation 4
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And I own it because I bought it, because it was like dirt cheap. But I'm excited to play it because I'm looking forward to the sequel, which I hope comes next year, like they're saying it will.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, Oscar Blue? Yeah.
Death by coconut, son.
That was brewed in North Carolina. Fucking Brevard.
I know.
I
Anyways,
need to know your guys' shirt sizes, though. By the way,
XL.
large. I'm just kidding.
Matt, I'm really proud of the Banana and Out T-shirt.
Yeah, oh, dude, that was amazing how you did that.
Yeah,
This is what a porter looks like. For you.
It'll depend on the shirt fit, so we might have to have that conversation later. But anyway,
they also come in baseball T-shirts and hoodies
ooh,
and women's
Ooh.
tanks.
I don't need a woman's tank. Well, my wife might wear a Nerds Gone Platinum T-shirt.
I mean,
The I Heart Cheap Plats T-shirt.
depending on the day, I might wear a women's tank. It won't fit me very well. It doesn't.
you sir, are large. You're not a fucking extra large. You're only an extra large for the length. You got to be honest there. You're not fat enough to fucking fit into an extra large.
I'm way bigger. I'm way
I
bigger than
fucked
you, and
you.
I wear an extra large.
Well, the
fucked
thing
you.
is, like,
I
the
fucked
thing is, people have got me larges, and I feel like they fit, yes, but personally, I don't feel comfortable. I
Which
like
is understandable.
I
and you're
like a
also-
bit of room.
If people were drawn to the picture, you are wearing a shirt underneath of it. So there's also that. So you might be wearing like, and I appreciate that and I understand that. But I have a feeling that if you broke out of your shell, you could wear a lot more large.
Well, and we'll see. Like,
You're
and
sexy as
I,
fuck, man.
oh, I know, man. No, I don't know.
Sexy AF.
No, but
Man, sad.
what?
I don't know.
What's
The
that?
kids that are at least 20 years younger than you say sexy AF, which means,
Sexy as fuck.
yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
they
what
just-
that means? I thought they were just like, I'm like, what is AF?
Yeah.
No,
Aflac. Good insurance. Bad insurance? I don't know. Not insurance.
That's bad insurance. But anyways.
it's not great. It's self-pay us basically.
Mhm.
And I know that because I work in urgent care. But no, I wear XLs predominantly because I don't like tight fitting clothes. I never have.
Mhm.
And it was weird when I was with my ex-wife, who was European, and I would go to Europe and see all these, I'll say it, obese people.
Badass motherfuckers wearing
Like,
skin tight
wearing,
shit.
wearing skin tight, like, holy shit. Like, I can see that man's belly button because his... No, and it wasn't like his belly button was there because the shirt was too short. It was there because it was too tight.
Yeah, no, I'm following you. I'm picking up
And
what you're
well,
putting down.
I'm not worried about you, Moose. I'm worried about listeners or viewers.
That's
and
right. No, I understand.
It's not pleasant. It's
No.
just not. And I took a bit of criticism, like, why do you wear stuff that's like saggy on you? I'm like, because I like being able to move.
Well, here's the other thing. Like, so like I can wear, like, the shirt I'm wearing right now is a large. I'll be honest, it fits me like some extra larges.
Okay.
And then I'll go buy a large, and then it's like a fucking athletic fit large. And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta lose like 20 pounds before I can fit back into this shirt. And it's like,
Mhm.
well, there's a shirt that goes on the shelf. So it's like, it depends on how it fits. Like, if it fits this way, I can wear a large. If it fits this way, I can wear an extra large. I'm the same boat as you. Like,
Do you sweat easy?
dude, I fucking sweat like all the goddamn time. I
Like,
could be
yeah,
in
like,
the
I
winter
wear,
and I sweat.
These,
like a
these
motherfucker.
t-shirts that I have on, I get mediums.
Yeah.
Just because those I'm okay being form fitting because I know they're just going to absorb the perspiration.
Yeah.
And I'm all right with it.
No.
So with the XL, like, and because I get XLs up top, mediums in the back.
Yeah.
It's like
party
a
up
weird,
front.
it's like a weird t-shirt mullet.
It is.
But because they, let the air circulate, it only sweats through one layer of clothing rather than both.
Right. No.
Pro tip,
I understand
kids.
that. I just want to tell you, you could definitely wear a large. You're definitely a large.
I mean, with as much beer as people have been sending me lately.
Well, and that's
You might
my
wanna
problem.
Put 2 X's on that large.
To quote Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, oh yeah.
Yeah, my beer consumption needs to stop. That's why I stopped drinking.
I need to slow down, man. I really do. Like,
Dude.
I need to drink more water.
I drink enough water. I drink some tea. I just need to stop drinking beer. So
yeah.
Gosh,
I would like
to just get some, I don't know, quilted clothing and wrap your hair in some ponytails and call it a day, you hippie.
Really, dude?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't
Really?
know.
Do you know what any of that means?
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Beers you drink. Okay, I like to actually like drink tea. Like, I drink tea with caffeine in it. It's better than coffee.
Hey, I had a lot of work to do today. Okay, I had to set up my wife's YouTube channel today. I had to babysit a 4.
It was nice to see if they're doing that again, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but sure.
Oh my.
Sana does home health care.
Yeah.
And
It's her sister.
Is it her sister? Okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna guess that, but I wasn't sure. But they do a YouTube thing with that, and Corey is kind of the brains behind it, which is really fucking awesome in my opinion. That's why I love you, man.
Okay. Nice.
I do my best.
Well, let me know what that channel is, and I'll follow it, and maybe watch some videos on healthcare in the home.
Let me find the link to you and I'll send it to you.
Rita's curious about it too.
Speaking of links, we've got listener topics.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Remember, you can email your topic at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com or tweet at ngrradiopodcast.
Listen, I want to be honest. What you sent us, I feel we can get through in the entire show.
Yeah.
I don't think any of this needs to drag on. But I feel we can cover it with enough. We have enough time to cover it where the listener feels that their topic has been answered.
And I feel like topic 2 and 3 can kind of be like squashed together because it's
Yeah.
kind of the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
question, but in
Yeah,
like
they are.
different.
Yeah, but from different people in a little different form. But yeah, I totally agree with you. So,
God, you guys got shit organized while I was gone. I'm so
No,
we
impressed.
no, not us. Don't you fucking think I'm organized? Not organized.
Oh,
I
that's so cool.
but in my defense, I don't go to our email. Like Corey has access to the email. Like the Nerds Gone Platinum, like I have access to that email. So like I can pull all that stuff together. So
Well, what's this access you're talking about?
yeah, you're on the outside looking in, buddy.
Matt's just
We
here
like it that
already.
way.
He's like,
Yeah.
podcast? What? Organization?
He's like-
I thought we were just
he's like,
hanging out.
Wait, podcast where I can actually drink socially and it's acceptable? I'm in.
Yet I'm by myself.
Well, you're talking to us and the listeners.
Your dog's there.
And your dog's there. And I'm sure Reba's in the other room or downstairs or upstairs. I don't know how your house works.
Maybe she's pooping,
she's up-
taking a shower.
She's upstairs sleeping. She can't hear me.
Well, that's good. Because my wife can hear me and she's told me I'm too loud. So, anyways.
Oh, that's just
Moose,
if you
you're
don't know
too
what
loud.
volume is. Anyway,
All right,
Part
so
of the course with my life.
our first question comes from longtime fan Megan Green. She asks, Phil Spencer.
But wait, hang on. I need to be disrespectful, interrupt you because hey, it's my first time back.
Sounds about right.
Who is Megan Green?
I
What
don't
do you mean?
listen. She
Why?
asked.
She's been a fan of DNA and NGR long enough. She should be a guest.
Probably.
Okay. I say
Megan
let's make it
Green.
happen.
I'm going to tell you right now. Come on, NGR. We would
Yeah,
love to chat
come
with
on
you.
the show.
I mean,
I
you're
agree.
probably scaring her away now.
I
Did you
agree.
see how you asked her? You could just be polite and be like,
You don't have
please
to
come
be
on our show.
You don't have
I've
to
had
Hey, longtime fan Megan Green.
Ms. Green. I've had a couple of beers. I don't know how to be polite anymore without being.
But now wait a
creepy.
second. You just assumed her marriage status. You said Miss. She might be a
No, I said Ms.
okay.
That don't assume nothing, jackass.
Listen.
Look,
I
you
heard
piece
Miss.
of shit.
All
Look,
right,
I took your
fucking
line.
cocksucker. All right. Anyway,
Megan, come on the show, please. I would
Yeah.
love to chat with you.
that would be awesome. And she's got a really good question. That's
fucking right, she does. She's always on point. She's been on point for like 4 years now. It's crazy,
More on point than we ever are.
right?
maybe she should be the host.
Yeah, what are we
Maybe.
doing here?
Maybe we
Yeah, I
could
know.
retire from
You retire. Anyways,
we could live up our massive, 401k plans and our great pension plan that we offer here at
What does any of that mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
yeah, because we're never retiring. The way our parents built our.
I mean, I feel like one of these days I'm just going to clock out and then die.
no. What you're going to do is you're going to die, work through lunch, then clock out, and then you'll be able to be buried. That's what's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
happen.
No, that, yep.
Yep.
Thank you, Trump's America. Anyway,
The question is, Phil Spencer recently stated that Microsoft wants to reach gamers on other platforms. What are your serious thoughts on this after you make fun of the fact that Xbox is losing? And do you think it would benefit them or Switch, PS4, and PC more?
okay. First off, I don't like the fact that you took us making fun of Xbox from us. Because
now I can't make fun of them.
right, it's just like, man, now we just feel like we're kicking a poor sick dog.
But that's a poor sick dog that deserves to be kicked. That little fucker stole your cheeseburger off your plate and knocked over your beer while it did it. Come on.
Yeah, but then I look
Come
at
on.
it and it's hungry, and I'm like, okay, I respect what you did. Can I take you
I don't
home?
respect what it did. I may understand what it did. Anyways,
Now I just want a cheeseburger.
Right?
I know. I'm having a cheeseburger for lunch tomorrow, and I'm counting down the fucking hours. But
Oh, fuck you,
anyways,
Moose. Anyway,
I'll send you pictures.
promise?
Yes, I do. Actually, I will.
You better. I'm holding you to that. Okay. Now, I feel like this is a veiled statement. because
I feel he's fishing for interest in Xbox games being on other platforms, and so he's probably like, "What games? What are you going to put on our system?" I mean, the only thing that they've got that's viable, in all honesty, is Forza. But then, I mean, Sony's got their own racing game in Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo has stumbled.
Here's what I was
so
thinking.
is Forza.
Well, yeah.
Corey, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking like, okay, Microsoft obviously wants to save its, quote unquote heavy hitters for their own platform. Halo, Gears, Crackdown, Forza, like all those franchises are going to stay on the Xbox platform, right? Or PC or whatever. What I was thinking was like, and I talked to a couple of people earlier this week about this too, when it was brought up on another show. It was like Nintendo. No, it was we did a little thing on Power Block, and then Ed and I guested on a show late last night called Nintendo Main Podcast.
Okay.
Those guys are really cool. They're actually approaching their 100th episode. So
nice
to them.
Congrats to them on your upcoming episode.
Yeah, Matt, you need to talk to Trey, by the way, because he's obsessed with like vinyl and soundtracks and all these other things. So
Trey, call me.
We'll probably have him on the show at some point.
Legit, friend me on Facebook.
We'll probably have him on here as a guest at some point in the near future.
mean, I feel like, no disrespect, I'm not trying to really cross-pollinate things here, but I need to find a way to get video game soundtracks on Matt and the B Flats.
Yes,
because I've tried a couple of times, and both of them go, "Man, what you talking about, Willis?" And they're not even old enough to know what you talking about, Willis means, and they said it. So if you wanna come with me, we can do battle. Anyway,
I'll be on that. Let me be a guest. But
I would love you to be a guest.
Let's do that. Let's do it. Okay, Corey, you were saying.
It's okay. I don't need to be a guest on your music show.
Corey, you don't like music. We know. We get it.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah,
don't be that girl.
What I was thinking, like, Microsoft owns a lot of IP that are, especially in like the Nintendo realm. People like the franchises from Rare. I was thinking, what if Microsoft published smaller titles like Battletoads or Banjo-Kazooie, like a downloadable Banjo-Kazooie, or even the HD remakes of Banjo-Kazooie on Switch, or, Cuphead is published by Microsoft, but they could explore other platforms with that. Like, they could explore different like genres and platforms with their smaller IP that aren't necessarily quote unquote system sellers. They could explore. I mean, Minecraft obviously is the big one, but they were big before Microsoft even bought them.
I feel like
did Corey just vanish on us?
Bye, Corey. So to reply to his statement, I honestly feel like so this is my stance. Okay.
Hello?
All right, he's back.
Corey, you back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I have no idea either. You just disappeared.
You just disappeared.
I know, my computer just kind of shut off and turned back on, and everything was just back to normal.
Okay, well, the last thing Moose and I heard you say was Microsoft or Minecraft was big before Microsoft even bought them.
Yeah. So, what if you explore different things like Microsoft already has a prominent first-person shooter plus third-party first-person shooters. What if you made a $30 Perfect Dark style game and it was cross-platform, cross-play? Maybe on Switch it's $40 because of the Switch tax or whatever, but Nintendo doesn't have a first-person shooter on their platform that's, really competitive. You can make it cross-platform with Switch, PC, Xbox One, whatever. It would make this giant community for, Nintendo fans have a great appreciation for Perfect Dark. Xbox owns the IP. They can kind of bring them together type thing. Although I still think Microsoft should just turn Perfect Dark into their version of Metal Gear or Splinter Cell. I think that would be amazing. But But I just think that Xbox has a ton of small IP that they could do cool stuff with like that. They could experiment with this idea a little bit without harming the Xbox ecosystem. A $20 side-scrolling Battletoads brawler. I don't know. Maybe
as long as it's
Killer
better
Instinct.
than the original game, I'm okay. Because
oh yeah,
people talk about how great that game is because it's so hard. No, it's not great because it's hard. It's just bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Battletoads is terrible. But like, you know what I mean? Like they could do cool things like that. And maybe, I don't know, there'd be like some cross promotional stuff. Like maybe Metroid Prime 4 has a Master Chief skin in it, or, Halo 6 will have a Samus suit that you can customize your Spartan with in multiplayer or something like that. I don't know. I just think a lot of third parties are already experimenting with this idea of crossplay again with Switch and Xbox, and they want to do it with PS4, but they're not letting them. But and if Microsoft is serious,
the leader doesn't want to do it, they don't need to do it. So that's why they don't do it.
Say that again, Moose.
Usually, the leader of the generation, exactly like how Microsoft didn't want to have anything to fucking do with crossplay last gen because they were the leader. Sony is like, whatever, we don't need to do it to sell systems. Our systems are still selling like fucking hotcakes. So why would we do this? And Microsoft, it's basically Microsoft begging other companies to be like, let your players, please, let us have another reason for someone to buy our system. That's what it is. It's please, we're trying to sell systems and make up. It's no longer 2-1, but it's pretty fucking close. And so it's like Microsoft trying to make up on that and trying to make money. My stance with Microsoft has always been this: they will always and only try to make the most amount of money that they possibly can with the game. And if they can't do that, they will cancel it. Like they canceled Scalebound. They canceled Scalebound because because they don't do well with Japanese games. They don't. Like if you want to play a Japanese game that comes from Japan, you play it on a Sony platform or a Nintendo platform. You don't play it on an Xbox platform because Xbox is fucking American and only American gamers buy it. And a lot of the people that I talk to that play Xbox, I just want my Gears, I want my Halo, I want my Forza, and that's all they want. They have no interest in playing other Japanese games. It's like, well, I hate to tell you this, but there's so many other genres out there of gaming, and Sony embraces that, and that's why Sony's doing so well. And Xbox is not. And they sit there and they say, well, I enjoy my Xbox, and I bought it, and I have fun with it, but it's like, that's only going to get you so far. And that's only going to get Microsoft so far before Microsoft is not doing well to the point where Microsoft says, bye-bye, Xbox division, you're done. We're not doing anything with you anymore. Like, you need to have a little concern there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just like, I just buy an Xbox for Halo, Halo, Gears, and Forza, and that's it.
Yeah. My other thought, too, was like, they have all these weird like pieces in place for like Xbox. I feel like Xbox recently, at least, they are like, we don't care where you play our games, whether it's Xbox or PC. Like, we just want you to buy our games, and Xbox Live is the service that they care about, and then the box is just the box that you play on, right? They don't care which one it is. And like, my thought was maybe they extend that to other platforms with Xbox Game Pass, with ID at Xbox or whatever, because like a smaller version of Game Pass on either Switch or PlayStation would probably still make them some money.
In all honesty, I don't like, as soon as they said, oh, our games will be available on PC, I was like, well, that's it right there. If I want to play your games, I'll buy a PC. Now, Cuphead, the developer won't come out and say it, but the developer definitely regrets their deal they made with Microsoft. And Cuphead will never make it to a Sony platform. It'll never be on the Nintendo Switch. But I will bet fucking a year's worth of pay that game, that their sequel will be on all platforms.
I think
Cuphead 2 will be on all platforms.
I think Cuphead will end up going the way of Super Meat Boy.
You think? Where they eventually like
Or they'll have
alter
like
it.
Super Cuphead and like
No,
Cuphead Forever,
no,
Ultra
because the thing
Cuphead.
is,
Forever.
when
I like that. You're funny. You're funny.
people were demanding Super Meat Boy to come out on PS3.
Well, yeah.
And Team Meat's response to that is, due to contracts, Super Meat Boy will never be on PS3. But look where it's at.
It's on PS4.
Oh, because guess what? PS4, not PS3.
It was at the time the only console on the contract was it can't be on the competitor, which is PS3.
Boom. Yeah. So language is a funny fucking thing.
It is. And I'm sure Microsoft learned that and they put that in the contract for Cuphead.
Now, the thing about it is, I think the console war is turning into the old French movie The Grand Illusion, where two people on opposite sides of a conflict are realizing that the war they're in and the war in general is changing. Where it's not always going to be nice, it's not always going to come off as gentlemanly in conduct, and each side's role, whatever it is going to change. I think what's going to happen with consoles, I think Steam machines are kind of ahead of the game as well as out of the game at the same time, because consoles are going to go the way of PC. We're basically there already.
Yeah.
Each console, regardless of specs or power or whatever dicks you want to measure them by, all of them sort of fall short of Lee Navarro's PC Master Race. And eventually, each console manufacturer, be it Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, will find their role.
So,
and I think Microsoft's is like, they will be the box. Sony will be the games overall, and Nintendo will just bring their parade of IP that they don't let go anywhere else.
I feel like the tide is turning for PC gamers because people are realizing that there's more and more ease there. But I still see posts where people have problems with their PCs. Oh, my drives don't work. This doesn't work. No. So now I got to spend and I got to spend a fucking day figuring out how to get my PC work. Well, you know what I do? You know what happens when I come home and I turn my PS4 on? It fucking works.
Right.
It just plays the game that I wanted to play. Now, does it play it optimally? Does it optimize it? No. If I could play Bloodborne in 60 frames per second, I'd hop on a machine that can play that. But you know what? I can't find Bloodborne on a machine that plays at 60 frames per second. I got to play it on my PS4. So that is the compromise that I have to make as a gamer. I want something that I can just come home and play. Like, I don't have to worry about drivers. I don't have to worry about updating. Now, granted, there's updates to the game, and yes, the firmware eventually, because it's a console, and that's what they do. But overall, there's not updating. Like, I don't have to worry about spyware. I don't have to worry about, antivirus software, any of that stuff.
You sound like Brad Shoemaker of Giant Bomb, who is actually from your state, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because Brad Shoemaker's awesome. But he, on the most recent Bombcast, he basically said, yeah, I've been fucking with PC forever. And building a PC in this day and age is easier than it's ever been.
Right.
But sometimes I want to come home and turn on my console because it just fucking works.
And I'm not trying to dig at PC gamers.
No, and I don't think
that's-
you and
that's
I
awesome.
don't and I don't think you are.
I like that's awesome. If you want to take the effort and put the effort into playing a PC, that's awesome. Do it. Personally, right now, I'm not in the position to put that energy in or the financial investment.
And let me
I would much rather invest in a PlayStation 4 Pro or even a Switch right now. And then I'll play PC. Like PC is personally, I will tell you this right now, I think PC will perpetually be on the back burner for me. Always. It'll always be on the back burner.
Well, and I think the one thing that unifies everybody is the day someone says, hey, we're just going to make sure everything fucking works.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sounds like a simple statement, but a far off reach at this at this present time.
Right.
The minute someone does that, that changes the game.
Right. Like you think this console generation, it has been 60 frames per second. Now it's 4K and it's all that stuff. And you sit there and it's like, when the games first came out, okay, PlayStation's running it at, 1080p, 45 frames per second, while Xbox is running it at 980p at 30 frames per second. It's all a pissing contest and what's going to deliver the best performance, and that's where the PC gamers have the leg up, where they can get that solid 60 frames per second. They can get the 4K if they want it. Well, now the Xbox X1 X, whatever the fuck that shit show you want to fucking call it is, has quote unquote 4K.
You could play KOTOR on that thing.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
Dude, that game is rough.
Hey, I'll play that game. I'll play that.
Yeah.
I'll play that game on my fucking Pixel, my Google Pixel. I'm not gonna go buy a goddamn box to play it on, a $500 box to play it on. I'll play it on my Pixel that I just bought. Anyways, the Xbox One X is great for people that are already in that ecosystem.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, I don't think anybody is buying it that's not already in it. If that makes sense. Like, people are not going to be on their PS4 and go, oh, I need that 4K experience. I'm jumping over to Xbox X or Xbox One X,
But see, here's the thing. There are people that we know, all three of us, or all four of us. How many there? Three of us here, right? Okay, good.
There's only three of us. There's no guess.
I mean, the voices in my head, it's crazy. But there are people we all know that feel like they have to be in that fight, and they will buy an Xbox One X. Why? If we think about it logically, we don't understand why they do that, but they do, and that's okay.
Can I throw an idea? Okay, I just want to throw an idea out there after you're done.
But based on Megan Green's question, with Microsoft wanting to reach gamers on other platforms, regardless of whether or not you are in the 4K, like, you have to have newest, latest, newest, hottest, new hotness, whatever you need to have, more games reaching more gamers is objectively a good thing, because I think Moose and I, especially Corey to a lesser degree, no disrespect, Corey, we would love for Sony exclusives to be accessible to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we could actually say, see, this is why.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I guarantee you, if Bloodborne became available to every Xbox player tomorrow, most of them would be like, well, I don't get this. But at the same time, there would be some in our sphere where they'd be like, okay, Matt, I'm an Xbox player only. I've never played Bloodborne. Talk to me. What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Moose, I mean, I know you host Nerds on Platinum. You can make fun of me for only playing Xbox later. But Bloodborne just came out. Talk to me about it. You know, I need to know why you're addicted. But and that sharing of just passion, knowledge, love for a thing helps everybody. And I think the long story short in this question is the minute someone figures out how to make everything work at a benefit to everybody, including themselves. And my guess is it'll probably be someone like Valve or somebody. It won't be Microsoft figuring out the console shit or Sony figuring out how to bring games to everybody or Steam just
Steam.
printing money.
Steam printing money.
Or Nintendo doing It's a Me Mario. There's going to be a new player that says, hey, all of this works on our system, how people want to work it. So you buy our box, we're going to let everybody play on it. And that is the brave new world. Unfortunately, I still think we're a ways off.
This is my
that is the key, in my opinion.
This is my philosophy on her question. What if Microsoft's fishing for a way to get rid of their Xbox and just make games and focus on PC? What if they're like, we want to reach other players on other platforms, so the games that they produce or support are coming out on Windows? Fucking what is it? I don't know what version of Windows it is now, but whatever version, 10.
Isn't it?
So you got Vista. What is Vista? Vista might have been the last one. Anyways,
Vista was a while ago.
Anyways, besides
Windows.
that, so talking like, because you got to look at it from the hierarchy of Microsoft. Microsoft is really, an operating system company. They're not a video game company. This is just a branch. And so what they could be doing is Phil Spencer is like, testing the waters and saying, we'd like to get our games on other platforms. So what they're saying, they're probably going to come out and be like, well, we're going to support PC and then our games can be on anything. You know what I mean? And just get out, remove themselves from the console, the manufacturing of boxes of consoles, get out of that space and just be in producing games and putting games on PC and other platforms. What do you think of that, Corey? Do you think that might be where they're going? You think I'm crazy?
No, I don't. I don't really know what they're trying to do. Every time Microsoft opens their mouth, they're putting out a new message, and it's just like, it's super confusing. And like, I don't know if like what they're trying to say is like, we want to publish smaller games on other platforms. Like, okay, they have this deal with PUBG. Are they going to publish PUBG on other platforms when it comes out of early access or whatever? Like, are they talking about, hey, we're going to give Nintendo Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark for the Nintendo 64 Classic Edition, like that kind of stuff? And then they just put out this 4K box trying to be the most powerful system ever. And then they're like, oh, but we really don't care where you play our games. I just, I don't understand. Like, I enjoy a lot of the Xbox exclusives more than you and Matt do. Like, I love Gears of War. I think Halo's decent. I think Halo's fallen from grace since I think Halo 4 is the best, and then Halo 5 just took a nosedive. But
yeah,
like, I don't understand their message. It's not cohesive. It's not cohesive at all. And I wish, Phil Spencer, like, I know he just got this promotion. He's on Microsoft's board now for the gaming side and stuff. I still feel like Microsoft has too much influence on the Xbox brand, which honestly, I think is hurting the messaging.
The higher umbrella has too much influence on what they're doing as a brand. I agree.
And a while ago there was that talk that maybe the PlayStation brand would break off from Sony. I wish Phil Spencer was allowed to take a team of people from Microsoft and just break the Xbox brand off, because I feel like Phil Spencer knows what he wants to do with the Xbox brand, and Microsoft, like the higher ups, have so much say in what to do with the Xbox brand that Phil Spencer, I feel like, is kind of cornered into this direction that he doesn't really want to go, and he's trying to like secretly sprinkle his ideas throughout Microsoft's plan, and like maybe they won't notice, but it's just the message is not cohesive and it's super confusing, and this is why Microsoft is having so many issues right now. And it sucks because like
constant cock blocking. That's what's happening.
I think Xbox Live is an amazing service. Game Pass is an amazing idea, but shutting down a studio in Lionhead, which was one of your flagship games, Fable was arguably one of their flagship games last generation.
Arguably, no, it was
canceling Scalebound and putting Platinum in an awkward position. These games were games that people were looking forward to. And like Fable didn't fail because Fable was a bad game. Fable failed because they had 2 and 3 spin-off games that were terrible. Fable The Journey, Connect. Nobody asked for a horse driving simulator in Fable, right? Nobody asked for a 4v1 dungeon crawler in Fable. Nobody asked for a free-to-play card game from Fable. Now, don't get me wrong, I bet the card game's fine, but I don't hear anybody playing it. People are either playing Hearthstone or getting ready for Artifact if they're a Dota player. Like, they're playing these other games where, like, just give us Fable 4. Like, that's the game everybody wants. And now with the technology in these systems, they could deliver on the promise that Fable 1 promised us. They can make this world where choice matters. They can make an open world RPG that's funny and charming, and have all these British people yelling about chickens and have your dog sniff out stuff. Like, there's so many different things they could do with that one franchise alone, and then they're sitting on so many dormant franchises. You look at Rare Replay alone and how many franchises are in that one package: Conquer, Perfect Dark, Jetpack Joyride, Battletoads. Like, these are franchises people would like to see Xbox do something with. They don't have to be, $100 million budget AAA titles. They can be like, go out and get Way Forward and have them do a Battletoads game. Go out and get, an
I like to see Sanzaro do a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah, like, why not?
Say what you want about Sly 4, it wasn't like a masterpiece, but Sanzaru basically invoked everything from that franchise and nailed it.
Yeah, and like Microsoft is hitting that point now where people are nostalgic, but they're also not delivering us new IP. Like, Sony does a great job of catering new IP in and mixing the new IP in with the sequels that we want. We're still getting a God of War sequel. We got the Infamous sequel. We got Uncharted sequel, but we also now have The Last of Us. We now have Horizon. We now have Ghost of Tsushima coming. We have a different take on God of War. We got The Order. Say what you will about The Order, but that was a significant franchise before it came out. People were like excited for a new franchise. Like, and I still think that franchise is viable. I think
it is too. They just stumbled.
I don't know if Ready at Dawn is going to do a sequel, but whoever makes a sequel to The Order should just go all in and just totally rip off Gears of War, because I think that world at this point is more interesting than what Microsoft is giving us as Gears of War. But like, Microsoft isn't doing that. They're sticking to their tried and true IP. They're not really giving us anything new. Like, you look at Crackdown 3, like, it looks like Crackdown 1, like, gameplay wise, graphically,
Here's like the whole thing with The Order. I think they stumbled, and I think Ready at Dawn will do the sequel, and I think Sony is just gonna
they're going to take them to the side and be like, listen, if you don't make this right, we will take this from you and give it to somebody else, and you will go bye-bye. Like, that is basically what the conversation is going to be, and that's probably why they were allowed to make deformers, because Sony was like, well, listen, we understand developers get tired, and so here's a palate cleanser, however horrible that game was. Here's a palate cleanser, and then come back and make us what the order should have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you. I think that's why, like, I didn't want to buy an Xbox. I'm like, I've played Halo, I've played Gears of War. I'm not really a racing fan, so Forza would have been a long shot for me to pick that up.